Hello. So today's a bit of a funny day really, because I woke up really early after giving a talk yesterday for the East Anglian Women in Business group, networking group. It's a lovely group, and if you're a lady in business and would like to join us at any point, then please check out the Facebook page, EWIB, EAWIB, East Anglian Women in Business. There's lots of different dates. There's dates in Swaffham, Downham Markets next week. Then you've got Dereham, King's Lynn at some point as well. And then there's one in Ely, I believe, as well. Lots of different places to different dates, different times to think about. Usually during the day to sort of allow for school and for work as well. Lovely group. I gave a talk, as I said, and it was hugely empowering for me. And the lovely ladies there actually gave me the wording I needed to actually voice a concern I actually have about the therapy world. And it's one that I've had from the very start. And because the therapy world is so large and there's so many different strains, I suppose, of therapy, it's difficult to actually get something that covers all areas, that explains something in a succinct way in order not to offend everybody. So when I'm talking about this specific thing, I'm talking about trauma. So I'm not talking about neurosis or anything like that. I'm talking specifically about a very traumatic event. I'm talking about long-term therapy. I'm talking about something that is that needs to be dealt with in a different way. So I've had clients come through to me from counsellors that should never have been sent to a counsellor with traumatic incidences that have happened to them. They have seen counsellors perhaps months, years. They should never have been sent to a counsellor. I'm sorry, it's just it should never have happened. That they are not, I'm going to say it, they're not trained to deal with trauma unless they are specifically trauma. Even then, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. And I know it doesn't work because the clients come from those counsellors to me and they say it hasn't helped. So I'm not just plucking this out of the air and saying it doesn't work. I've got clients that have come from those counsellors and said, started on a panic attack and ended on a panic attack. And then I found you. I've had so many sessions and I feel better because I use effective therapy. I use therapy that is meant for the trauma that they've had. And this is why. This is why what these therapists are doing isn't working. And hopefully you'll understand why. Right, just bear with me with this, okay? It might not sound like it's relevant, but you'll understand in a minute. Think about how teachers used to train children their times tables. And I say train because this is how they used to do it. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. And so on. Then take that theory and think about what a counsellor does with a client. They get their client to talk about their trauma over and over and over and over again. How? Specifically with trauma, is that ever going to help? You are imprinting, you are stamping, you are hardwiring that trauma into the brain. You are not releasing anything. You are making that client relive that trauma over and over again. You are re-traumatising that client every single time they walk into your office or their office. So this is as much for other therapists as it is for your clients or the clients that are watching this video. So I'm not on a fishing trip, but here it comes. If you are a client in long-standing therapy and this is what's happening to you, and you would like to speak to me about an effective therapy that other clients who have gone through exactly the same thing as you may be going through now, who have come to see me and have had effective therapy and have managed to overcome those problems in as few, I'm not even going to say how many sessions because it doesn't matter, because it's your recovery, then call me. My number's at the top of the page. You can message me on the page. You can email me. You can telephone me. I will speak to you. I won't make any promises, but I will say you will feel better. Because the therapies I use work. I am not a counsellor, nor will I ever be a counsellor. And I always say it, I am not dissing counsellors. They have a place, but not for trauma. They have no place for trauma in this respect, because it hardwires it into the brain. Unless they are using other techniques, counselling is not ever going to shift trauma. It just isn't going to work. I don't know how else to say it. And this is a therapy training error. People are being taught this technique and it is erroneous. It is not working. The vast majority of my clients have been elsewhere, time and again, and none of them have felt any better. I'm not here to diss other services. I want to hear success stories from other places, because I'm sat here without a degree, helping people with the bare minimum qualifications. I'm not being referred to by doctors. I am getting my clients by word of mouth, from a website, from Facebook. And I am frustrated to the point of banging my hands on the table at the meeting yesterday, because people who have got degrees have not got the common sense to realise what they're doing. And I'm like, why are you not realising what you are doing to these people? Please stop, or send them to me so I can help them. Please. I would go anywhere and work for free for a week and prove to them what I'm doing is correct. I would honestly do that in order to show them where they're going wrong. You cannot get rid of trauma by talking about it. It is impossible. Clench fists, I'm sorry, it just frustrates me. I just don't understand how they get that logically. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. So I'm working on a degree in order to shake people when I get there. But in the meantime, if you'd like some therapy with somebody who's really wanting to help people who are stuck in this roundabout system that really doesn't understand where it's going wrong, please drop me a line, because I'm more than happy to help. Okay, thank you very much.